Everyone, this is Nitika Gupta from School of Computer Applications, BBD University, and today I'm going to deliver a lecture on different project types and why is it important to know. So let's start the session. So before starting this session, we'll tell you about the content of the whole session is short-term projects and versus long-term projects and large, medium and small projects, classification of projects by type and area and sequential versus parallel projects, external versus internal projects, and why is it important to know different project types. So, according to the definition in short term versus long term projects, a project is considered to be short term if it could be concluded during a year, and long term if it could take more than a year. So different features with respect to following factors are duration and phases time, dependency of phases, financing required, monitoring and controlling, punctuality and risk management techniques and we can say evaluation. So many factors are also there generally speaking short term projects take a few hours, days or weeks to complete, but long term projects take months or even years to finish. So typically companies require more documentation and infrastructure for longer term efforts. So decision about project governance usually depend on budget, resource required, and business impact and the scope of the project. So effective project managers start by accessing the project need and determining how much time is needed to meet the desired outcomes. So according to budget, short-term projects typically require less money to complete than long-term efforts, and an exception might occur for a short-term disaster, any kind of disaster recovery effort or other unplanned event that require immediate all-out attention. Because short-term projects typically cost less, they usually require fewer approvals to get started and completed. And short-term projects leaders may simply keep track of expenditures in a spreadsheet, while larger or more complex projects might require the use of more sophisticated accounting software packages to track and monitor forecasting and spending. And according to the resources, number of resources required for short-term project typically depends on the type of product or service being developed. So, uh, short-term projects usually require specialized expertise. For example, you might institute a short-term project to analyze a recurring product problem and devise a solution. And large, complicated product development projects typically require numerous resources over the course of the project lifecycle to initiate, plan, execute, control, and close the project. And according to the impact, um, short-term projects typically have a limited impact. You may initiate a project to handle a specific problem or react to a situation. Once the problem is solved, the project team disbands. While in the long-term projects, it tends to the to have a larger impact on the business, community, or employees. For example, you might institute a um, long term project to analyze a complex problem and make sweeping changes that affect your entire company. So project team members typically commit to working on the project for the duration of the effort. This ensures consistency and continuity. And according to the scope, according to the scope, long-term projects tend to be complex, and project plans describe multiple objectives, business needs, and independent requirements. And long-term projects may be divided into uh, smaller projects, and it may be divided into smaller projects to make them more manageable and to produce more immediate results. So short term projects typically focus on a single goal, and evaluating short term projects requires less effort and analysis than larger projects. And your company may require a formal scope statement for um, projects that last more than a month, and establishing this type of governance ensures that the number of features and requirements of the project is documented early on to prevent the miscommunication, misunderstandings, and cost overruns later. So this is all about the short term and long term projects. Now, my next slide shows the large, medium, and small projects. So, in the large, medium, and small uh, projects are categorized as large project, medium project, and small project, uh, uh, and categorized on the basis of some factors like we can say number of team members involved in that project, and total financial resources available, or some factors like number and size of deliverable to be produced, and complexity of deliverable to be produced, time frames involved in delivery. So some factors are there for that are responsible for short large project, medium project, and small projects. So how the project category is determined, and what activities are done within each phases in each category. So it depends on project size and project complexity. So it makes a chart like xy coordination. If we take at x coordinate, we put here a project complexity, and as a y direct in y direction we put project size. So we identify that first we find the small project, then we find the medium project, and then we find the larger project. So if we make a table, then we can say at the initiation phase, larger project establishes in term of reference, medium project develop a business case, and small project develop a business case. And in the phase of planning, larger project create a project plan. In the medium project, it create a project plan, and small project, it also create a project plan. And in the phase of execution, um, larger project build deliverables. In the medium project, it also build deliverables, and the small project, it also build deliverables. And the phase of closure, it in larger and medium project, it include review product completion, and in small project, it takes undertake post implementation review. So this is about the large, medium, and small project. So every useful set of project management practices must account for variation in project size. So in project terms, size is an all encompassing designation used to quantify the overall extent of the project effort. So This allows project to be characterized in comparative terms like small, medium, and large. And size designation put projects in perspective, used to determine the extent and degree to which structured management methodologies must be applied for any given project. So, project size defines process scope, and when it comes to project and practices, one size may not fit at all. And project size is a determining factor um, of process scope, and most simply defined as the degree and extent to which project management practices are formally applied. And project sizing is a must consider factor for project planning, ensuring that plans and activities are relevant, and that resources are properly used and allocated. This is a particularly important in the multi-project environment where simultaneous projects must complete for funds and human resources. So, how big is that project in practical application? Project size is determined by multiple factors, but at the highest level, projects are typically viewed in standard sizing terms: large, medium, and small. That said, as always, uh, what constitutes a large, medium, small project will vary. Many factors go into project sizing, including estimated duration, resource requirement, budget, complexity, risk, visibility, and related matters. And sizing framework should be established to define each sizing factor and according to each project size. So, for example, for a project to be considered small, it must last no more than 3 months, cost no more than $50,000, and require no more than five dedicated resources and have low visibility and risk. So, while size definitions may not be the same for every organization, it is important to uh, establish sizing guidelines for use as actionable benchmarks for planning and analysis. And for making the process fit the project, size definition are an important start, but are only a start. Any useful set of project management practices must account for variations in methodology according to the project size. So, size appropriate methodology can be defined according to the some variables like applicability, formality, and flexibility, documentation, detail. If you talk about the applicability, does the process appropriate to the project? And formality, if the process is appropriate, what is the required level of formality? And flexibility, how much flexibility will be allowed? For documentation, what type of documents will be required? And in detail, what level of detail will be required in any kind of documentation in your project? So, to develop effective sizing guidelines, you must be prepared to identify specific measurement variables to of project size. So, the sizing process is part science and art. Every project has a mind of its own and may not always fit neatly into specific size categories. So, uh, we can say that when it comes to a project fast tracking, sizing is essential to adopt appropriate management practices and achieve optimizing benefits. And sizing is also critical to determine and negotiate realistic project priorities. And of course, sizing continues throughout the project life cycle as changes. Now, the classification of the projects by its type and area. So, Based on the type, based on the project type, we have five different types of projects. That is technical, organizational projects, economical, social projects, and mixed projects. So in technical project, uh, construction of a building or any structure or any building, and we can say technical in terms of developing of a new product line or any software development, that it comes into the technical project. So all project managers must possess great deal of organizational prowess and leadership capability and communication skills in order to be successful. So, but when it come to IT project, you can add technological knowledge and expertise to the equation. That's why technical project management is a unique branch of the field, one that comes with its own challenges and opportunities. So, simply put, technical project management is the process of managing IT or IT related projects. And technical project managers are critical to the conception, development, and execution of these projects. So, in addition to understanding the content of the project, what can be quite technical, they must also handle all the duties normally um, to the described to the project managers, such as planning, scheduling and timeline maintenance, execution, managing the budget, communication with the stakeholders, ongoing maintenance. So, anyone interested in technical project management will need to balance a high level of technical capability with soft skills such as those in leadership, time management, and big picture thinking. So, second one is organizational organizational projects. So, in organizational projects, reorganizing or creating a new company or implementing or implementation of a new system of management and execution of an international conference or exhibition. So organizational projects are like organization engaged in software line of business need to support project when the infrastructure necessary to use a common process, and the organization must evolve with the WBS, that is work breakdown structure and life cycle, that the most of the concern of the organization. And the software lines of business are motivated by return of investment, new business, and project teams are motivated by the cost, schedule, and quality of specific we can say deliverables. So this is about the organizational project. Economical projects like uh, introduction of financial planning or budgeting, introduction of new taxation system, and privatization of the company. And social projects are like a reform of welfare, social protection of vulnerable population, and overcoming the effects of natural and social disasters. And last is mixed project that include the um, uh, restructuring plan of the company, including the introduction of the system of financial planning and budgeting, and development and implementation of the special software. So next is Sequential versus parallel projects. So there are mainly two main types according to the workflow management of the projects, that is sequential projects and parallel projects. So task should be done in specific order. When task done in the specific order, it is known as the sequential projects. And when the task can be done in any random order, then we call it parallel projects. Fine. I'm saying that the task task done in the sequence in a specific order, then we call it a sequential project, and otherwise it is a parallel project when there's no any order. So if you talk about the features of the sequential project and parallel project, in the sequential project, it is not able to solve problems in the late process, but uh, in parallel project, it is able to solve problem but in short time frame. In sequential project, it is waste of time for product development projects, but in the parallel project, no acceptance of errors in critical steps. In sequential project, the satisfaction of the customer must be there, may be there, but in the parallel project, task management of the staff is important. In sequential, there's not so much flexible, but in the parallel project, challenges of the project manager must be there. Sequential project may include problem in complex design issues, but in parallel project, critical steps should be defined in depth. So every step will be monitored in the sequential project feature, uh, task here task will be done in the specific order. So if you talk about the example of the sequential project, we can say building a project. There's a steps that you have to follow one by one, and before starting the next step, you have to finish the first step. You cannot go to the last step directly in building a house. And if we talk about the parallel projects, so you all are already know about this, that is studying for lectures. You can learn anything randomly from anywhere. No no order will be there for learning anything. So studying for lecture is the major, is the very important example of the parallel project. So next is internal project and external project. Internal project means optimization of organizational process to support external projects in general, and uh, on behalf of the external clients, usually well planned, well thought out, and well funded project is, that is, we call it a external project, that client oriented projects. And if you talk about the example of the internal project, we must say upgrading the company's IT infrastructure, and essentially any endeavor that will enhance the day-to-day activity of the company. And if we talk about the example of the external project, we can say developing accounting software designed specifically for another company, and installing a prepaid system for a mobile carrier. And problems that associated, sorry, problems that associated with internal projects. Internal projects are never as stable as projects run for external customer. So uh, um, Now my next slide is why is it important to know different project types. uh, Strategic planning and project objectives must be there, and identification of people and strategic planning and project objectives, identification of people and project sponsor and team selection, stakeholders, project manager, and you can say it is important because key indicators of success of a project and an evaluation strategy and methodology that need to be used for a project, and helps to compare different project type and evaluate profit to cost ratio, and helps to compare risk associated with different projects and budgeting and planning, and helps to identify strategies to collect feedback. So at the end we'll tell you about how should we categorize different types of project, and their words to define some words like uh, typology, taxonomy, classification, and the project management profession needs a classification system for different uh, type of projects. And four basic ways for setting up the classification system, that is geographical location, industrial sector, stage of the project life cycle, and the product of the life. So the most important and the most useful breakdown is uh, by the type of product or deliverable that the project is producing. So type of the product, like for example administrative construction, that if the administrative that installing a new accounting system, and construction means building of a building or a road, computer software development, a new computer program, it means like so design of plans, it means architectural or engineering plans, and equipment or system installation means telephone system or IT system, and the event or relocation, or that is olympiads or a move into a new building. So maintenance of a process industries, petrochemical plant or electric generating station, new product development, a new drug or aerospace defense product. So common characteristics of the major type of project is that required project management approach, that and other variable common to all type of project, like is size, duration, that is the, and different factors. So there are different factors that must be included here, like size and duration. If we talk about the duration, it means we are talking about the length of time or the duration of the project. Industrial sector, geographical location, number of workers involved in that project, and cost. The cost means larger, medium or small, and complexity, urgency, and organizational design. So these are some factors that involved in any kind of project. So this is the complete session, and hope you will understand the everything that I have told you in this session. So thank you so much for this lovely session.